What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Tuesday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt on Twitter, for me, at BettingPros for BettingPros on Twitter. This podcast, every morning, always being brought to you by BetMGM. $10 offer still valid for anybody who wants it, where BetMGM is available. Not in Nevada. Anywhere else it's available. $10 bet, $150. Sign up for Juice150 promo code when you sign up for a new account. Anywhere you get BetMGM, BetMGM.com. Okay. So a 1-1 day last night, fine, down the juice, whatever. I'm going to do something new. I need some new juice. So we've done the weekly parlay and we've done the Discord channel chat. I'm going to add something that I am calling 2 Total Tuesdays. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take 2 totals in the NHL and 2 totals in the NBA. I'm going to give you 4 bets, give you 4 half-unit plays for the NHL and for the NBA coming up here tonight. So you got to identify the games, right? You got to kind of look around. It's a light schedule for the NBA, but there are 2 games that I like. A little bit of a heavier schedule with the NHL. Going to jump in there with that. All right, so you guys can fade or follow this. You can ignore this or not, but I need something to get me, excited here for what's been happening. Kind of a weird week, right? As we head towards Thursday and the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's where all the heat's going to be. And I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet on some of these games. I'm still doing a little deep dive, a little research into what I'm going to do and what I'm going to bet. So I'm not there yet. Probably tomorrow I'll be ready to go. On Wednesday, I'll be ready to fire on the Thursday games and the Friday games most likely. But for right now, we're going to stay away from the NCAA tournament and just get into the NBA and the NHL. Let's start with the NHL, okay? This is a little bit of a heavier slate than what we have seen. And, well, frankly, there are 2 games I'm eyeballing and 2 games that I like quite a bit here in the NHL for tonight. Let's start with the Blue Jackets up against the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is a 7 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Pacific time start. Columbus, right now, the number 1 team in the NHL, to the over. 17-5 to the over so far here for Columbus. They're taking on a team in the Pittsburgh Penguins who equally score a ton, even though they are 30-28-3. I got even money on over 6.5 goals. I was a little bit surprised to see over 6.5 goals, getting that. Blue Jackets 9, 5, 10, and 5 over the last 5 games for totals of goals. For Pittsburgh, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7. And you might go, well, maybe that's why. All right, first game, 5-2, went over. Second game, 3-2, went under. But this is a Pittsburgh team, 17, 9, and 5 at home. And this is a Pittsburgh team playing for the first time at home against the Blue Jackets, who simply give up a ton of goals. They're averaging giving up 3.27 goals per game. That's not good. 3.68. Giving up 3.68 goals per game. And they're scoring 3.2 themselves, all right? Over 6.5 goals. Pittsburgh and Columbus, number 1 team in the NHL to the over. Let's ride it. Even money. Over 6.5. Pittsburgh and Columbus here tonight in Pittsburgh. Over 6.5. Even money. Second game, the Vegas Golden Knights are on a back-to-back. Vegas got shut out last night, 3-0. Now, you might say, Matt, you've been talking about Vegas unders for a bit, and I have been talking about Vegas unders for a bit, but Vegas is on the road up against the Winnipeg Jets. Vegas on the year, 34-25-4 to the over. Winnipeg, 34-26-2 to the over. These 2 teams are both right now in the top 15 for overs in the NHL. And you look at the way the Jets have been playing, in particular the game that was played here in Vegas 3 games ago, Winnipeg scored 7 goals. It was 7-3. 3-0 win last night for the Wild against the Golden Knights. They didn't score. Could see some tired legs here. I don't hate a play on the Jets, but that's not part of the game, okay? I'll have a personal bet on Winnipeg to win this game, but that's part of the podcast. Winnipeg, the number is 6. Last 10 for Winnipeg. Last 5 for Winnipeg. 10 goals, 6 goals, 10 goals, 7 goals, 7 goals. Why is this number 6? 6 minus 110 at BetMGM right now at the time of taping. Golden Knights, 3, 6, 8, 10, 10, 7 for the Vegas Golden Knights. My guess is this number is going to change, and this number is going to close at 6.5, would be my guess. But they opened it up at 6 minus 110. Right now, take advantage of it. I think it's a poorly priced bet, a poorly priced market there by the books. Vegas and Winnipeg, we're going over 6 goals at minus 110. Jump on it at BetMGM right now here at the time of taping. So those are our 2 totals for Tuesday in the NHL. Both of them are overs. Got 2 more totals in the association for the NBA. Let's start talking a bit about Chicago and Milwaukee. Game of the night. Chicago on a back-to-back. Milwaukee, one of the best teams in the NHL, in the NBA. Total is 231.5. 231.5. Right now on the year, Chicago is 34, 35, and 2 to the over. Milwaukee, 36 and 35. Against the division, 3-9, 2-10-1. When they play teams in their division, under. 19, 24, and 1 against the conference for the Bulls. 18 and 26 for Milwaukee. At home, the Bucks are 18 and 18. Chicago on the road, 16, 18, and 1. But how about this? These teams have played 2 times so far. In the game that took place in Chicago on the 3rd of March, 240.5 was the total. Game went under by 10.5 points. Way under. In the first matchup, the game that was played way back, where is this game? Sorry, I missed it. The second game they played Chicago. That game was played, on the 21st of January. Game 227 went under by 43 points, 94-90. Now, I lean towards the Bulls here, plus 6 points. If you can get plus 6, I would lean towards the Bulls, but they're on a back-to-back, so it's a little scary on that when it comes to the Bulls. But they got a big win against Toronto last night. DeMar DeRozan played really well. Under went over by 7 points. For right now, for the Bulls, they are on a streak where 6 of the last 7 games have gone under for the Bulls. Last 2 have gone over for Milwaukee, and that's always scary. But just given the way that these Bulls have played defensively against Milwaukee, 231.5, under half a unit. Bulls and the Bucks, under 231.5. And then to the other in our last game, Atlanta at New York. Now, I lean towards the Knicks to win this game here. Atlanta is laying 1.5. But let's talk about these teams and what they do. On the road, Atlanta, 16 and 18 this year to the over. New York at home, 17, 17 and 1. Over the last 5, both these teams are 2 and 3. 4 and 6 Atlanta, 5 and 5. The total is 225.5 right now at the time of taping. It's interesting. New York against the conference, 19 and 22 to the over, 22 and 22 for Atlanta to the under. But you look at the way the Atlanta Hawks, you might go with the Knicks are an under team, right? How about the Hawks? The Hawks last 3 and 6 of the last 8 have gone under. 235 against New Orleans, under by 6. 232.5 against Memphis, under by 7.5. 240.5 against Charlotte, under by 18.5. Yes, Portland went over and Indiana went over, but Clippers, Milwaukee, and Detroit also went under for Atlanta here, dating back over the last, last 8 games. For the Knicks, last 2, Utah at home, 224, under. Washington, 225.5, under by 23 and 28.5. All right, on this roadie right now, on this homestand, Knicks are not scoring. Their offense is a mess. Defense is okay. They won against Washington 197. They lost to Utah 108-93 coming up last night. Under 225.5. Atlanta and New York for a half a unit. All right. So this is our first ever 2 total Tuesdays in 2 sports. We'll do this probably until like baseball starts. So when baseball starts, we'll get rid of this. But until we get to the mid part of April, we'll keep doing this. 2 total Tuesdays in 2 sports. So to recap, we're going over 6 goals. Vegas on the road at the Winnipeg Jets. Over 6.5, Pittsburgh and the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're going under 231.5 Milwaukee and their game up against the Bulls. And we're going under 225.5 for Atlanta on the road at the New York Knicks. Let's have some fun. I should be hanging out in the Discord channel a little bit coming up here tonight. BettingPros.com/chat to get into it, or underneath me here on YouTube to get the link to get into the Discord channel. Should see. Not going to do any player props. I didn't jump in yesterday. Didn't see anything that I really loved that I wanted to get into. So props have been kind of cold lately, so I don't want to get too heavily involved in that. Got 4 bets. That's enough for a Tuesday. Let's have some fun. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast. I was being brought to you by BetMGM.